Hello everyone. So in this tutorial we're going to see how to install the webMethods software, and the installation directory that I'm going to utilize is my D drive, because I have made sure that there is quite sufficient space available. And along with that, I hope that everyone would have downloaded the required software, the installer, the image file and the license key. So the first step is that I'm going to right click on this and install run as administrator, right? So that's the first thing that I'm going to do. And while that's in progress, I'm gonna bring up my browser for a better explanation in case if I have to explain anything theoretically. Now here is the thing. So oops, okay, just let me slide it across for a better explanation. While this is in progress, I'm just gonna open the Lucid app as well. So right, here is the thing. Now first step, click on the advanced option, right? So you need to click on the advanced option and click on the images, use the installation image and just copy this path, and paste it over here and browse and select the zip file, which is nothing but this zip file, right? You're selecting the zip file, oh god, okay. Okay, right, so that's it. You can validate the image if you want, but I'm gonna skip that out anyways. So I'm just gonna click OK, next, right? So while this is in progress, right, so the next step is the host name. The host name that I need to provide is, since I'm installing in my local machine, I'm just going to provide localhost, right? And the path of installation, I'm just going to go with the D drive, right? That's where I'm going to install. And this is the start menu, right? This is the start menu group. Now I'm just going to click on next, and I would want you to select exactly as what I'm selecting right now for the better betterment of the installation. So infrastructure is something that has been selected by default. I'm just gonna just let me uncheck everything. Okay, oops, right, so it has unchecked everything, which is good. Okay, I'm just gonna go with the default options. The first step is that I would like to select everything for the database configuration. The importance will be recognized in the subsequent tutorial. Select everything in the database configuration. Select the designer, that is where you will be developing the code. And alright, let's do the other way around. Sorry guys, so let's do the other way around. Select the database configuration, then select the integration server. Few things have already been selected by default, and in the database configuration, okay, the database config is already selected, which is good. Then you select my webMethods server user interface, select the universal messaging, select the designer, which is important. That's where it's an Eclipse platform. As I said, it's an Eclipse platform where you'll be writing our code. And select the deployer, select the central user management, select deployer, and select the process engine as well. Do not miss that. Select WMDB, select the logging utility, select the rules engine. Basically select everything over here, and let's go with the integration server, and we'll see custom character encoding. That's all right. Select the adapters that's used for database connectivity. Okay, if you want to work with the JDBC database or the Oracle database, okay, so you need to, as you can see, you have this JDBC, SAP, and NTRX. NTRX is something we're not going to cover. SAP, we'll think about it, but not sure. So we'll check that out, and we're going to select next, right? So as you guys remember, the first step is the database have to be up and running, which is good. I hope you guys have downloaded the SQL Developer and the Postman. Okay, so that's the first step. We have the database installed, which is again a very important factor, any database of your choice. So I'm going to select next, and just copy, just navigate within the license file. Okay, and this is the path for the license file. Just paste it over here and select browse, and the first license that I'm going to select is nothing but the integration server. As you can see, it is for integration server, and this is the license file, which is nothing but this, right? This is the license file. So I'm going to select this and press OK. Not OK. So you just need to pay attention bit here. So if you can see, you have the instance name, the primary port, security port, and diagnostic port. Just let's worry about the instance name at this moment. So the first product we are going to install is the integration server. And you can create multiple instances if you want. When you deal with clustering mechanisms and things around that, you create multiple instances. Since there's a POC and it's for learning purpose, you can't expect to create multiple instances, make them as a cluster and stuff like that. Yeah, you'll get all this experience in the real-time projects. But as of now, you can create instances. So while you create an instance, you need to provide the instance name, right? You need to provide the instance name. So just let me say instance name name1. Say we'll just say instance name _1. Okay, right, that's the instance name 1. And you can create, as I said, multiple instances. Okay, that's not a problem. So you can create a multiple instances of your choice. Now here the instance name that is given is default. See, which is name, there's nothing but default. And you can name anything of your choice, but I'm just gonna go with the default name, right? This is the first product, and this integration server will be hosted on the port 5555. That is nothing but localhost 5555. Now that's primary port, this is a secure port, and diagnostic port. Diagnostic is something if you want to diagnose something, right? So it's as simple as that. So we're going to select next, and now since we have selected as Oracle database, we are going to work with the Oracle database. We are not going with the option of embedded database. We are going to go with the option of external RDBMS, which is external database, which means that ideally we are saying that all the products that we are going to install, in webMethods, right? All the products we are going to install in webMethods, we are going to externalize. That is, let me put in this way. We are going to externalize. That is what it means. So arrange, send it back. There you go. Oops. Arrange, send it back. This is the webMethods product. And we are going to talk more on this about the embedded and external database. But at this moment, all you have to understand is that all the products within webMethods database, we are going to externalize it, right? So integration server is one of them. And if you guys would have seen the previous video of the Oracle database, there is a string that got generated, right? It's JDBC WM colon not the string. You would have got the name, you got the host and the port, right? 1522 and something like this, XCPDB1, right? Something like this. Now this is what we will be providing over here. URL, something like this. And webMethods itself is providing an option for us that how does the syntax would look like. So we're just going to copy paste this syntax, and we are going to rename server to localhost, port as 1522, and service name is XEPDB1. Okay, so the connection name is Oracle. I'll just give the Oracle XE11 at this moment. And if you guys should have paid attention to the previous video, we created 3 specific users, right? webMIS, webMMWS, and webMuser. You're gonna realize the importance of it, not in this tutorial, in the upcoming tutorials, and how to work with that out. But at this moment, let's go with Oracle X11, and I'm just going to provide with the default username system and admin123. That's, I'm just going to go with the data. So we are saying that integration server, please externalize. Okay. Oops. What happened? Oh, we lost it. Okay. Connection name Oracle X11, and I'm just going to paste this. I don't know why we lost it. That's okay. So localhost. So even the colons, semicolons, please pay attention to that. You don't want to miss that. Service name is xep db1, right? That's it. That's what it is, and this is what we're gonna. Yeah. So that is what it means. Okay. I hope this is a bit clear to you guys. Again, if you don't understand, don't worry, please. We'll cover a lot of things eventually. So system admin123, just gonna select next, and for the runway server, just let's select the path again of the license, paste it over here, and for the gateway server, I think this is the one, right? We're gonna select this. And again, it's an embedded database. Again, it's Oracle. Remember, it's Oracle. The drop down should be in Oracle, right? Okay. So next, trading networks. Again, trading network is another component. We are externalizing it, which is good. Trading network. We're externalizing it to Oracle database. That is fine. Command Central. That's all right. Just go with the default options. And the common directory service, just let's go with the default options. Now you have the MWS, just how you have IS, you have multiple MWS instances as well. Okay, so multiple MWS, my web methods server, and it's going to run on 8585. So instance name, again, it's selected as default. I'm just going to, you can give any instance name as you wish, but I'm just going to go with the default option, right? Okay, oops. Apologies for that. Right, okay, there you go. So it's default 8585, that's good, and it's externalized to database. Business rule, just let's copy this path again. Just gonna select business rule, here you go. Then next we're gonna select next universal messaging. Again, you can have multiple instances of universal messaging. Okay, but that's something, it's not externalized to database. Please note that universal messaging is something, it's not externalized to database, but you can have multiple instances, and you can name anything as you want here. You can say server. Let's do one thing, let's rename server 9000. That's what we're gonna rename it. Okay, and this is the path where it's going to get installed, and I'm going to select the license file for universal messaging. You should have somewhere here. Okay, there you go. And I'm going to select next and install. That's it. So I'm going to pause the video right now, so it will take at least 5 to 10, somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes. So once the installation has been completed, I'll resume the video. And yeah, that's about it, I guess, and we'll proceed further with the next steps of how to move in the webMethods product world. So rather than that, I think we'll see in the next video. Thank you for the time, and hope you have enjoyed this session. All right.